Warren Buffett gets a lot of criticism for his opinions about modern digital stuff like Bitcoin and NFTs. He said that Bitcoin is worthless and doesn't make anything. And he wouldn't buy all the Bitcoin in the world for $25, even when people were willing to pay a lot more. And its total value crossed $1 trillion. Buffett thinks that's just nonsense. This isn't the first time he's been so harsh about new technology. If you go back to the time of the dot-com bubble, he had similar thoughts about internet companies. Even his close friend Bill Gates tried many times to convince him to invest in tech companies like Microsoft, but his answer was always the same. But because of his views, Buffett missed out on many great chances. Stocks like Amazon, Netflix, and Tesla all grew by a huge amount. For example, if you invested $1,000 in Tesla when it first went public, it would be worth about $225,000 today, and a $5,000 investment would have made you $1 million. If you had put a few $1,000,000 into these companies, it would be worth at least hundreds of millions of dollars now. Even though Warren Buffett missed out on many opportunities, he's still worth over $100 billion. This happened even when the economy was going through a tough time, and the stock market was going down. In fact, during the last recession, in 2008, he was named the richest person in the world, even beating Bill Gates. But apart from not being a fan of crypto, tech, and NFTs, there's one more thing Warren Buffett doesn't like: the housing market. It might be surprising, but he never invests in real estate. The only real estate he ever bought is the house he got in 1958 in Omaha, Nebraska, for $31,500, which is about $285,000 in 2020, and he's been living in the same house ever since. So why will one of the most successful investors in history avoid investing in real estate? Why steer clear of what many consider the safest investment? Does Warren Buffett have some insider knowledge we don't know about? We'll address these questions shortly, but before we do, please give this video a thumbs up. Now, you can criticize Warren Buffett's investment strategies all you want, but that won't change the fact that his commitment to his approach has led him to outperform the S&P 500 by 84% over the last 20 years, making him the most successful investor of all time. Warren Buffett has been involved in the stock market for a very long time, and he's consistently made successful investments. However, when asked about buying a house, his response was clear and direct. He advised buying a house if you plan to stay in one area for a long time. In fact, he even said that a 30-year mortgage is the best instrument in the world. So if it's such a great investment, why does he always avoid real estate even when the housing market faced a collapse? Warren Buffett had a ton of cash and knew the housing market would eventually rebound. So why didn't he invest in real estate? There are several reasons for this. First, investing in real estate is very different from investing in the stock market. Managing a property is a full-time job. One property may not be a big deal, especially as a side gig. But when you have multiple properties, it becomes a full-time business. Just owning a property doesn't guarantee that you'll always find tenants, but you still have to make mortgage payments. Secondly, things in real estate often need maintenance, and during economic crises, you might struggle to find renters for an extended period. This doesn't mean it's a bad business. It just means it's a business. It requires a significant amount of time and effort to manage. Warren Buffett never went heavily into real estate because he knew his time was limited, and getting into real estate would leave him with less time to look for great investments. To be clear, Warren Buffett did invest in real estate during his career, but he primarily invested in real estate investment trusts, or REITs, over the years. In fact, he currently owns a large stake in STORE Capital Corp., which is a publicly traded American REIT. Investing in REITs is similar to investing in stocks. The second reason why Warren Buffett avoids real estate is because it's really tough to find a fantastic deal in the real estate market. Here's how you make a great investment. You need to find a superb business that's priced lower than it's actually worth for some reason. This could be because the business has a strong foundation that can grow easily, or it's developed technology that will make huge profits when produced at a large scale. The stock market is full of stocks that are inaccurately priced, especially during a crisis. When people get scared and start selling, stock prices can plummet. For example, when there are fears of rising interest rates, investors may start selling off their stocks in a panic. This can lead to a big drop in stock prices, even for companies like Apple. Apple didn't lose a quarter of its workforce or see its sales drop by 25% in a few months, but panic in the market caused the drop. So even great businesses can suffer during these times. That's why it's often easier to find a great deal in the stock market than in real estate. One big difference between real estate and the stock market is how fast prices change. Real estate prices don't fluctuate as rapidly. Yes, we do have real estate crashes from time to time, but they occur once every decade or two. And if there's a great real estate deal in the market, a local real estate agent is likely to snatch it up before others even hear about it. Unlike stocks, there's no real estate exchange where you can easily browse through multiple properties from your office. Companies, on the other hand, have to go through a lengthy and strict process to be approved for a listing on the stock market. They're also required to publish their financial statements every quarter, giving investors like Buffett a competitive advantage in finding great deals. Real estate doesn't generate much by itself. It provides you with a place to live, and that's about it. Sure, it can be a luxurious place, but not many people are willing to pay $10,000 a night for it. However, a business can expand and grow indefinitely. For example, Buffett invested $36 billion in a 5% stake in Apple in 2018. In just a couple of years, when Apple's market value reached $3 trillion, his stake became worth $160 billion. Plus, he enjoyed regular dividends from Apple, averaging about $775 million each year. Achieving this kind of growth in real estate is nearly impossible. And that's not even his best deal. Buffett bought See's Candy Company for $25 million in 1972, and it has returned $1.35 billion to Berkshire Hathaway since then. Even when considering the $32 million Berkshire Hathaway invested in See's Candy Company over the years, the return on investment is extraordinary. The third reason why Warren Buffett avoids real estate is that there is simply more money in the stock market compared to real estate. The United States real estate market was valued at around $3.7 trillion in 2021, whereas the stock market was valued at approximately $93 trillion. The housing market is just a fraction of the stock market, and that's why you won't find a single real estate investor in the top 10 richest people in the world. The wealthiest individuals have typically invented something or started a business. For instance, the richest real estate investor is Shao Qi, a 91-year-old real estate magnate who is the 29th richest person globally, with a net worth of $28.6 billion. He's not just an investor, he's a real estate developer based in Hong Kong. In the United States, the richest real estate developer is Donald Bren, with a net worth of only $17 billion. Despite the many opportunities in the stock market, Warren Buffett focuses on maximizing his time and skills. He has been successful because of his unwavering commitment to his investment strategies and principles. He doesn't jump into different assets just because they're hyped. This is perhaps the most important lesson we can learn from him. Buying a house is a great decision if you plan to stay in one place for a long time. However, getting into real estate is like starting a business, and the question to ask yourself is whether you want to begin such a business. If the answer is no, because you are in a different field and lack the expertise or passion for real estate, then it may not be worth pursuing. Alright guys, that's all for today. If you found this video useful, please do well to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more.